Are you confident Doug Pederson can save my Jaguars?
I am. I think Doug Pederson's a great hire for the Jags, and I look at it like this. Doug Pederson took a team with a second-year quarterback that was last in their division to a Super Bowl. He took a team led by Carson Wentz in Carson Wentz's second year, the number 2 overall pick, a Philadelphia Eagles team that was 7-9 in 2016, finished 4th out of 4 teams in the division, and by 2017, Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate. The Eagles were 13-3, and Doug Pederson wins a Super Bowl. Obviously, we know Nick Foles leads them on that run, but even if they don't go to a Super Bowl, Pederson still took a team that was 7-9 with the second-year quarterback to first in the division, 13-3 the following year. Doug Pederson understands how to make the most of what he is given. Sal, we went heavy in the A block, so I'm gonna lead with my good stuff here in this block. I look at coaches in really 3 categories. Coaches, I look at them in 3 categories. You have builders, you have sustainers, and you have floppers. Now, floppers are self-explanatory. Joe Judge at the NFL level, he flopped. Urban Meyer, phenomenal college coach. At the NFL level, he flopped. You have your floppers, but then you have your builders. Who are our builders? Sean McVay, he took a team that was moved to Los Angeles and was terrible operating under Jeff Fisher, and 3 years later, he was in a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan, when he had his quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, he took a 49ers team that won 2 games the year before his arrival. That was under Chip Kelly. And 3 years later, he's in a Super Bowl. 2 years after that, he's in an NFC championship game. Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, builders. Joe Judge, flopper. Then sustainers. Who are our sustainers? Mike Tomlin takes over for Bill Cowher, sustains that organization in Pittsburgh, and they stay great, and they've been great since then. So where is Doug Pederson in all of this? To me, Doug Pederson is a builder. He took an Eagles organization that had some success under Chip Kelly, but finally under Chip Kelly, they faltered and they faltered. They faltered and they fell short, that is. He takes that organization, and 2 years later, he builds that organization up. They go to the playoffs under Doug Pederson. After going to the Super Bowl under Doug Pederson, whether Carson Wentz or Nick Foles, they were okay. So because Doug Pederson is a builder and this Jaguars team needs to be built up, I believe Doug Pederson will save the Jags.
I agree with you, man. And I know you gave everybody all your experience and your knowledge of the Philadelphia situation. So let me hone my focus in on just one thing. I'm not as big as I used to be, so let me just close that door a little bit. I can still squeeze through there and focus on the quarterbacks. Because look what he did with Carson Wentz. From Carson Wentz, number 2 overall selection, tremendous talent, became an MVP candidate, also won a Super Bowl with a lot of the body of work from Carson Wentz that season. Obviously, Nick Foles was the cherry on top, and was a winning head coach in Philadelphia. Now he gets to go to Jacksonville, where they have an even more talented, at least hyped up in talent, with Trevor Lawrence, who is just 22 years young, who, if you want to listen to everyone who talks about him, has a great foundation in which you can build upon. Now, last year was a little bit of a roller coaster ride, as it should be for a rookie. He led the league in interceptions. A lot of people say, that's nasty, except don't forget that Peyton Manning did that as well. Don't forget that Terry Bradshaw did that as well. Turned out pretty decent. Let's look at the fact that if you could elevate a Carson Wentz to MVP level, you can elevate that team to a Super Bowl championship. Why not Jacksonville? How do you say his name? Travis Etienne? Etienne? Big thighs, big dog. Ooh, he got muscles on his fingers. His fingers be flexing. He's going to be healthy next year. He'll be back. They have talent around in Jacksonville. You look at them, 3rd most cap space, 4 picks in the first 3 rounds. To me, it's almost like uncultivated fertile ground. And now you add a winner, a tour guide that could take them to the promised land. I think he's great for the job.
And the last thing I'll say, and this is for y'all Jags fans, if you don't know about Doug Pederson, let me educate you. Doug Pederson took a Eagles offense without any true superstars, and he led that team to a Super Bowl. He took an Eagles offense that was extremely maligned. Jason Peters got hurt. Darren Sproles got hurt. An Eagles defense that lost Jordan Hicks, starting middle linebacker, a Pro Bowl special teams player, Chris Marigos, and took them to a Super Bowl. Quarterback, obviously, Carson Wentz got hurt. So when you look at a team that had no true superstars, the Eagles, Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, Torrey Smith, Zach Ertz, the closest thing in my mind to a superstar as a specialist, LeGarrette Blount, and they won a Super Bowl, then you can imagine what you can do in Jacksonville when you look at the likes of Laviska Shenault, you look at Etienne coming back, you look at your already starting running back.
James Robinson.
James Robinson. You look at the talent you have on that roster. You might not have a superstar, but Doug Pederson finds a way to get the most out of his ingredients, and Jacksonville has enough.
Okay, let me put you on the hot seat. Really just a little Q&A because I read the articles of Philadelphia. I don't even go to Philadelphia. Oh, fake New York. Like, it's hot out there. The Liberty Bell cracked. I'm like, what the hell? Philadelphia, nah, I'm good. Unless Meek Mill invite me down to show up. Here's the thing. What happened in Philadelphia? Be real. Carson Wentz went the other way. He went down, and it was hard to work with Carson Wentz that last year, especially in terms of performance and maybe in personality. Beyond the headlines, beyond what I read, what happened?
I heard several things. I think the primary issue was there is the disconnect between the general manager, Howie Roseman, between the owner, Jeffrey Lurie, and between the coach, Doug Pederson. If the owner and general manager want you to start and or play a certain quarterback, but the head coach wants to start and or play a different quarterback, there will be a rub. What people think is that players are the most cocky individuals in the organization. Coaches and general managers are the most cocky individuals in the organization.
Hell yeah.
At the point in which you draft a quarterback in the second round, Jalen Hurts, eventually you have to play that second round quarterback in Jalen Hurts because you don't draft a second round pick to put him on ice for God knows how long. So Carson Wentz wanted to play, obviously, and certain people within the organization wanted to start Carson Wentz. Then higher-ups wanted to start another individual, and now there is going to be
Hold on, what do you mean another individual? You mean Jalen Hurts? Oh, okay. I thought it was somebody else.
But then even remember when Jalen Hurts was starting, Jalen Hurts gets pulled for Nate Sudfeld that last game of the season,
Just to get
and Doug Pederson is out.
Interesting. Okay, you said a few things there. So the ego. Like, we all have the ego, especially to become a professional athlete. You know what kind of ego you have to have? Because you're going to go through the roller coaster of people supporting you and people disagreeing with your dream, right? So I used to look at coaches, GMs, and certainly the owner, as an aggregation of all of our egos in one person. I was like, dog, because you really dictate the power. Marcellus, you look amazing in practice. You ain't playing next week. And you're like, damn, that's an ego right there. But what you described to me was a disconnect in Philly, right? Yeah, owner, GM, coach. So basically, Doug Pederson got Flores, right? But without the racism, huh? Interesting.